NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Garett Bolles, tackle, Utah.
What a story.
Well, there he is, the first offensive lineman off the board at 20, the latest it has ever happened in the common draft era. And there you see Garett Bolles with his young son walking with him. What a phenomenal story this kid has been. Expelled or kicked out of 5 schools, described himself as a lost kid. His own father actually kicked him out of the house. His lacrosse coach brought him in and said, if you're gonna live with me, and if you're gonna live under my house, you have to live by my rules. They both thought he wouldn't last a week. He hasn't left the house yet. And now Garett Bolles is a part of that rebuilding process, Mel, on that offensive line, which included Ron Leary and Menelik Watson in free agency.
Yeah, need-based pick, no doubt about it, Trey. And I thought he had slipped just a little bit. Some thought he might get into the early second round. You think about the penalties, the mistakes he made, the miscues. You talk about missing assignments. Coverage had his share of struggles. 17 penalties. I think you got 25 years of age. You look at the surge as a run blocker, it was there at times. Look at a kid almost 300 pounds running a 4.97 40. Can't dispute the talent. You watch him there, number 72. He had, like I say, his share of good plays and bad plays. And you look at the good outweigh the bad, probably. Times he loses power, needs to improve his strength quotient. He'll fall off some blocks. I think what you have to look at is a pass blocker. He has good feet, an effective punch move, but his core strength needs to become a little more consistent with his technique. I mean, he's a guy who has upside. Like I said, this kid needs some work. He needs to be more consistent week to week, John.
Well, they need the player. I mean, Menelik Watson penciled in as the right tackle. Donald Stevenson struggled at left tackle. They signed Ron Leary to play right guard. There's a lot of issues with the Denver Broncos offensive line. But when I look at this young man, he's athletic. He can really come on. He's only had 1 year of experience. Watch him reach and then run this defensive end off the screen. He can do that. And he is nasty. He'll bring a temperament to your offense that you just have to have. He'll try to bury you if he can. I like that mindset that he plays with. A lot of the penalties are correctable. He's inexperienced. But what he does extremely well, Mel, is he can pull, he can locate, and he can finish you on the second level. That's impressive. And as a left tackle, I've seen him pull, I've seen him adjust, and he's gotten better in a short period of time. He's a 25-year-old rookie. Lewis, I like that pick.
Absolutely. Look, the Denver Broncos averaged 1.99 yards per rush before contact last year, which means the running backs had no shot. They had no shot. They needed this guy absolutely, and he had some of the best film this year against UCLA, against Ted McKinley. He absolutely whipped him for 4 quarters and just took it to him without a doubt, nonstop. I like the pick. I like what they're doing. They needed the position. Good job, John Elway.
Look, this absolutely was a need. He's 25 years old. He says he's matured. If the penalties are cut down, this could be a great pick for Garett Bolles. So DXL looking good. We'll get to Garett Bolles in a second, but the story is really unbelievable. If you didn't catch it, 5 schools kicked out of or expelled, kicked out of his own house. None of that matters now because he is now a first-round pick and a member of the Denver Broncos. DXL takes us down to Susie Calvin.
Well, with Garett and more importantly with Kingston Bolles, Garett, what's it like to share this moment with your son?
I love this little man. One day he's going to be walking the stairs too, or wherever this next draft is, he's going to be there. You know, I hope he plays football, whatever he does. I'm just going to be a proud father. He's going to remember this for the rest of his life. And so will I, and so will my family. This is just a dream come true.
Well, he'll have opportunities that you could never have dreamed of. A self-described lost kid, right? Drugs, arrests, kicked out of schools. How are you here?
I'm here by the grace of God and the Freeman family that took me in. I love my biological dad and the Bolles family, but I love the Freemans. They're my family too. I've been blessed. You know what? That's my family right there. Those cleats, I ride on my cleats for motivation. And like I said before, those kids that struggle with anything, I'm reaching out to all those kids and saying, you know what? It does not matter where you start. It matters how you finish. Find what you want. Find what you believe in. Dig deep and get through it. And if you ever need anyone to talk to, you can hit me up on anything, and I'll make sure I'll be there for you to walk you through.
Awesome. Inspirational, Garett. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Trey.
Susie, thanks. What a family moment. Garett and his young son. By the way, 5th oldest player drafted in the first round at 25 since 1973. Hugs and kisses. Father and son happy that Garett Bolles is headed to the Denver Broncos.